Rules without relationships leads to rebellion. And a key principle in building relationships is availability. Because when we are available to a child or to anyone, it says to that person, you are important to me. My wife, as I shared before, came to me and said, honey, you're not spending time with our children. Where I am so thankful for my wife, I just stand in awe of Dottie. I never knew a woman could love a man as much as Dottie loves me. I never knew you could have a family like the family I have. I have 4 children who would literally die for me, and I would die for them. And I never dreamed a family like that was possible because I never saw it. I certainly didn't have it in my family. Now, Dottie came from that kind of family, and that really helped me. But she was not only willing to take that chance of confronting me. Now, I'm not the easiest person in the world to confront. Even though I think I'm wrong, I can come up with a good argument. But she not only took that chance to confront me, but she was willing to help me. Men, let me tell you this. Young men, when you get married, or if you're married now, don't go it alone. You won't make it. Look, I'm a pretty strong personality, and without Dottie's input into my life, I would have destroyed my family. I would have lost my kids and probably lost my marriage. Don't go it alone. Listen to the mother of your children. And Dottie, step by step, would say, honey, you need to take time with Kelly. Honey, you haven't taken some time with Sean today. And she would walk me through, and all of a sudden, I didn't need that prompting. It just became a part of my life. But I needed someone kind of over my shoulder, whispering in my ear, take some time, be with Heather, be with Katie, spend some time with Kelly, go out with Sean. And men, if you don't have someone like that, you probably will not spend the time with your children unless you had a father who spent a lot of time with you. One of the things that helped me was, and a lot of people criticize me for this, but I raised my children, they could always interrupt me. No matter who I was talking to, they could always interrupt me if they did it respectfully. For example, you so often say you're down front of the church and the father's talking to the pastor and the child comes up and says, Daddy, Daddy, usually the mother, you have to say it twice with the father 5 times, and almost always it'll go like this. Look, and the father says the stupidest thing. Listen what the father say. Can't you see I'm talking to Pastor so-and-so? Well, the kid isn't blind or dumb. Of course a kid can hear you and see what you're saying. Never say that to a child. And usually they say, well, look, can't you see I'm talking to Pastor so-and-so? Now you go over there and sit down and don't you say anything until I finish and then I'll talk to you. Come on. A child can't comprehend that. They can't internalize that in a positive way. So you know what I did? I taught my children, no matter who I'm talking to, you can always interrupt me. And this is what I try to do. Oh, excuse me, Pastor, but my daughter needs her daddy's attention. I'll be right back. Yeah, what is it, honey? Yeah, sure, of course. Now be sure to tell your mother. Okay. Now, where were we, Pastor? What's wrong with that? You know what I've learned? Adults, not all, but most adults have more emotional maturity and they can understand it than a child. But you know what that says to my child? I am more important to my daddy than a pastor, than the President of the United States, an ambassador, a king, anyone. And you know what? They are. And how do I demonstrate that, their importance? That they can always interrupt me. And I have found that really works. I was in a